computer. Okay, awesome. Thank you guys for joining. We are at Kim's Ashby's house in Utah, Delta, and we're having a health presentation here for some people, and we're talking about balance on cellular level. And before I'm starting, I'm going to introduce myself a little bit. I will close this so you don't have to see those. Okay, so a little bit about me. My name is Michaela Morell. I grew up in Sweden, got 7 siblings, and I have always loved being active, training canine, German Shepherds, Belgian Malinois, and so on, and horses. I imported wild horses from Russia that I was training and was having lots of fun with. But then I found my man of my dreams, and I've been married for 13 years. We have 3 amazing kids. And I've always loved food and working out. Have always been a big passion of mine. Have been reading up a lot on food, and I've also been moving a lot. So from Norway, Texas, Norway, Arizona, Norway, back in Arizona now, so back and forth a lot. But I've always been interested in nutrition, and a lot of health issues that my family have had, that I have had, and so on, have led up to me helping a lot of people with their health, with just changing diet and implementing more nutrition-dense foods and so on. And it became such a big passion of mine. I actually went back to school to become a Swedish nutritionist. And I've been specializing myself into cellular health, gut health, and inflammation, because most of our health issues today is due to inflammation starts on cellular level. And I'm also behind the webpage foodchangeslifestyle.com. I do have a couple of Facebook groups I'm going to show in the end. But a lot of the things that have been leading up to where I'm at today is that one major thing was that my mom was hit by cancer. She got colon cancer. And it's really hard being in a position when you feel like your parent is too young to be going through this, not knowing what's going to happen. And it's very uncertain. And cancer is such a nasty disease. But we were able to do a lot in order to help her get well again. She had surgery. She had, she only needed surgery the first time. But then she was hit again a couple of years later, 2 or 3 years later. And that time it was too much in her gut. And she was pretty much told that there's nothing we can do. It's just spread too much. And we would not give up the fight. So I researched even more, put her on an even stricter protocol, with lots of nutrition-dense food, a lot of juicing, a lot of red beets, a lot of different things, baking soda, drinking baking soda, apple cider vinegar, like a regime, like from morning to day, with things that she had to do. And that, together with a little bit of radiation, she's responded really well. And maybe Sophie, can you mute the person that she responded very well, and she was able to have a second surgery, being able to remove being able to remove the cancer. So it was really, that is something that had impacted my choice a lot. It was Jim. Yeah, go ahead. And thanks to the knowledge about nutrition, I today have my mom in life, and she have been able to, sorry, I always get so emotional, but having your grandma part of your kid's life, it's really like what you want, you know. Come ahead, go ahead and come in and sit down. Hello, Jenny. I'm just gonna wait so they can get seated. And I discovered perhaps the world's best hidden secret, but it was not only because of that. That just kind of led me to the right path. But the biggest issue, I mean, the thing was that every solution starts with a problem. And after I had my 3rd child, something major happened to me. And it was not related to cancer this time. This time it was chronic neck pain. And I've also had food intolerances for a couple of years by then, because that happened after my second child. I could not eat any fruits and most veggies. I was allergic to them. I was allergic to grass and pollen, and it became a cross allergy, so I was sensitive to it. I reacted really badly to all fruits and most vegetables. But after my third child, I was just sitting on the couch. By the way, the 2 injuries I've had in my life was like by sitting on the couch. I don't recommend resting. Always standing up. But anyway, I was sitting on the couch, was leaning backwards, had my new baby girl skin to skin. I was cuddling with her. My neighbor had been taking my boys, so she was taking care of them. And suddenly I just feel a burning sensation from the top of my skull and down. And I was unable to move. And my phone was literally only this far away from my hand. And I could not reach it because it was too painful. I could not stretch after the phone. I didn't have anything to get to it. And I was just stuck on the couch with my baby girl. So the thing was that this was the start of a road I did not know if there was an end to. I tried everything on this planet to get rid of my chronic neck pain. I went to doctors in the United States. They did MRIs. They couldn't find anything. The only solution they had was painkillers. I went in, and I couldn't do that because I was having a baby and was nursing. I didn't want to put a lot of painkillers in my body. Then I moved back to Norway. I did the doctors there too. I went to chiropractors, osteopaths, massage therapists, acupuncture, chronic therapy, like pretty much anything you can think of that might help relieve some pain. And I had so many people trying to, like my husband, he started resenting me in the end, because every single night I'm like, you have to give me a massage again. And he's like, okay, I love you. I'm sitting there and just kneading and kneading and kneading. And, and I wasn't able to function. I wasn't able to get up from bed by myself. And my husband left at 5 o'clock in the morning. He had to pull me up many days. Some days I had less pain. Some days I looked like this getting up from bed. I always had to, and this was very slow. It's a process of like 10 minutes, moving very slowly over. And I had to use my arms to move around because every single time, I didn't sleep for over 2 years, because every time you just move your body, I would wake up in excruciating pain. And no one could find out. No one that saw me had ever seen a case like me. And it just felt like I had a knife sticking up kind of to the brain and down. And every time I was moving, when I was standing up, I was completely fine. As soon as I was leaning forward, I could not get my head up again because it was too painful. I had to lift my head back. And being a mom of 3 crazy small kids, it's hard. It's hard. So I'm going to come back to this story a little bit later. But we all want to feel good, stay fit, and be healthy. And the problem today, even if we have so much knowledge about food, about nutrition, about about what we should do. We should exercise, we should eat healthy, we should eat fruit and veggies, so many servings, we need vitamins and minerals and vitamin D and so on. We have so much knowledge, and still people are getting sicker and sicker. It's not only that more people are getting sick, but we're getting sicker in younger ages. Diabetes, they used to be an old person disease. Young people are having it today. And it's not only the statistics over how many people that are insulin resistant today in the United States is 1/3 of the population have insulin resistance. That is what's happening before you get diabetes, or before you're pre-diabetic and diabetes. It's a lot of people, and it's not normal. It shouldn't be like that. So colon cancer is another thing. That used to be an old person disease. Now 26-year-olds are in risk of getting it. It's a crazy world, and we have to stop up and ask, why is this happening? And we have to go back a little bit. And Hippocrates told us so long time ago, let your food be your medicine and your medicine be your food. We need to understand that the biggest issues we're having today is due to malnutrition. It's like trying to run a car, building a car, and you build it with wrong building blocks. If you change out parts of the motor to plastic parts, how long time will you be able to run your car before it's melting and burning out? And that's what we're doing to our body. It's just that our body is working a little bit different. But if we're backing up, we're seeing that we used to eat food from Mother Nature, full of vitamins, minerals, beta-glucans, healthy fats, and good balance of omega-6 to omega-3s. I'm just going to do this for a second. Pin, and then that. Okay. Yeah, it was a whole different composition on the food that we used to eat. The food we're eating today is man-made. Lower nutrition density, higher in sugar, many empty calories, low in fibers, less healthy fats, and with an imbalance between omega-6 and omega-3. And even the food that used to be nutrition dense, they have changed the composition of the proteins and of the fats and everything in the animals too, because we're feeding them more corn, soy, grains, and things that they didn't used to eat. We're feeding the fishes soy, corn, grain, and we're farming them because it's easier for us to have a big production and do it controlled versus go out and fish and need the fishermen. It's just easier to just collect them from the tank and get them. So everything is changing right now. So I'm going to talk a lot about the omega-3 to omega-6 ratio. And when we're looking at the history of that, first of all, I want you to let you know that if I'm taking 10 people and I'm putting in lots of both of them in their body, so they have a lot of both omega-6 and omega-3, the body will try to create a balance of 1-to-1. They will create balance that is equal amount of both. That's what the body wants. Science recommends to never have an imbalance bigger than 3-to-1. And when I'm saying 3, that is the amount of omega-6 molecules to every omega-3 molecule. So 3 kids to every parent. Don't go above that if we're taking that as an analogy. And I usually say, I will tell you that later. And then up to 1960, the balance was pretty okay. But after that, the turning point came. And the reason for the turning point was that we have been in a Second World War. A lot of people were starving. We were lacking milk and butter and animal produce and so on. So we needed another fat source because people were starving. So we added, we started producing vegetable oils. They were cheap, they were affordable, they were stable. We could use them and we can have them in a bottle for years without going bad. So we started pumping out vegetable oils. The only problem was that it was not only because people were starving, but soon the whole food industry started seeing that, oh, vegetables have a long shelf life. If I keep on adding vegetable oils to the products I'm producing, it will have a longer shelf life, less food will go ransom, and I will have a bigger profit because I can sell more stuff. And it's also very cheap. It's so much cheaper to put in some vegetable oils than real butter when you're making cookies, for example. When we're looking at the imbalance, we have studies, scientific studies showing that the average in the United States used to be 15-to-1 in 2002. Newer studies are showing that today, 2020, we have an average of 23-to-1. So now I'm going to talk about the daycare or the mom with the kids for you to understand this, or the fireman. So let's see if that one comes. No, that one will come afterwards. But anyway, imagine this. This is where you want to be. This is where it's comfortable. If you are a mom that have a 2-year-old, that is okay. That's comfortable. When you start having 3 2-year-olds, it starts to be like you can strap one on your back, you can have one in one hand, and that's okay. Like you can function. It's a little bit more stressful than if you only had one, but you can function. Start adding a 4th, and it starts to be really stressful for the body. Add 5, 6, 7. It's just a matter of time when the body is going to start breaking down because you will eventually be so exhausted. And some people are able to manage longer time on that. Some people will not have a problem until 10, 20, 25 years down the road. but a lot of people will be overstressed and it's causing us symptoms. Or firemen. Omega-6 is pro-inflammatory. Omega-3 is anti-inflammatory. That is why one fireman is able to handle one pyromaniac. You have one person that's trying to go and put fire on things, and you have one fireman trying to hose it down. They're able to work together. When you have two, he's still able to do two fires. When it's three, okay, he can still do it. When you start to have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, your body is just in overdrive the whole time. And that is what's causing so much health issues today. And of course, if we're looking at what the benefits of omega-3 is, if we're looking at EFSA, European Food Safety Authority, they have been able to show that there's so many health benefits. I'm not going to talk about all of them. It might be good that it's good for brain, eye, and nerve development and so on. But the ones I'm going to talk about today, because I would need like a couple of hours to explain all of them, but anti-inflammatory action, and then membrane cell structure. I'm going to focus on those two. If we're taking a cell and it's looking at the cell, this is a cell and we're just taking a small part of the cell membrane and we are looking at it, you will see all the green dots. And all of those green dots, they have small tails that goes towards the middle. All of these green dots, they are small fatty acids. Our whole body is built up with fat. And the essential ones are omega-6 and omega-3. When something is essential, it means that we cannot live without them. Our body will physically die if we're not getting it. That's what's happening when we're lacking vitamin C. We get scurvy, we die. The only reason why we're not dying because we're lacking omega-3 is because we're eating so much omega-6 and our body compensates and build cell membranes with more omega-6. But it has consequences. A healthy cell have good amount of both omega-6 and omega-3, so the cell membrane gets soft and permeable, so nutrients are able to get in, waste are able to get out. When we are lacking omega-3, our cell membranes gets harder. So our nutrients are not able to get in as easily, and our waste and toxins are not able to get out. And it also affects how our hormones are acting, because we have hormonal receptors on top of our cell membranes too. There are many different types of receptors. It's one receptor for every type of hormone. And when the hormone is around in the blood, it's supposed to attach to that specific receptor. And it's supposed to open up that protein to get glucose in, for example, when it's insulin. And then another reaction is going on. So if you have heard of anyone having problems with thyroid and different kinds of things, hormone stuff, it's usually due to having too low levels of omega-3, causing us to build cells with too much omega-6, causing inflammation cellular level, and that's numbing out the hormone receptors. Because again, omega-6 is pro-inflammatory, it starts the fire. And have you heard about omega-6? Do you know where it is? Most people have not heard about omega-6 because no one is talking about it, because we're already eating enough of it. We don't need to supplement it. We're eating so much because it's in everything that grows. All fruits, all veggies, everything we can harvest, it's omega-6 in it. And even the cows are eating that kind of things. It's omega-6 in cows too, and chickens and everything. So everything we eat contains omega-6. Omega-3 is anti-inflammatory. It puts out the fire. And it mainly comes from the fish and animal kingdom. It's richest in fish. It comes from some veggies as well. But in veggies, it is called ALA, and that needs to be converted to EPA. That is the fatty acid we need for cellular structure. And the conversion rate is very low. It's only between 5 to 8%. So you need to eat a whole lot of veggies to get a good amount of omega-3. So everyone have heard omega-3 is good. And when I'm talking with people and asking them, what have you heard about omega-3? Most people have heard it's good. Not everyone have heard why, but some people have heard it's good for the brain. Have you guys heard of anything else? A lot of people that likes working out have heard it's good to use as a supplement. Some people have heard it's good for heart. Some people have heard you need it when you're pregnant. It's just different things. But it's pretty interesting when you start thinking about it. How can something be good for your brain, for your eyesight, for your heart, for your gut, and so on? Because it's a part of every single cell. So before today, have anyone told you omega-3 is needed for every time a cell is regenerated? Do you guys know how many cells we're regenerating every single second? Every second of the day? Take a guess. Crafton? What? A million? 2 million cells every single second. And it might be even higher. Some people are talking about even up to 25 million cells every single second. But I'm saying conservative, so I say 2 million. So I'm on the safe side. I'm not exaggerating. But it's a whole lot of cells that are regenerated every single second. Our whole body is built up with 37 trillion of cells. So it's big numbers. So in conclusion, we're lacking nutrients and are in balance of omega-6 to omega-3, and that reduces everything in our body. I mean, it affects everything in our body, from our brain function, hair quality, our heart function, our skin, our organs function is reduced, and we get stiffer joints and muscles. A lot of age-related issues, it's just we're getting it because we haven't been treating our body the right. We don't have the right building blocks. So if we're able to get better nutrition into our cells and our cells are able to function better, that's when we start having a better body function. So we can have a better functioning brain, heart, organs, joints, and muscles, and so on. So it's important for the whole body. So where are you at? We want to be above 3:1 or less. But the facts are that the average in the United States that is not using a supplement today have a balance between 23:1 on average. If you're using supplements, it's 13:1. And the reason for that you are not in balance, even if you're using a supplement, is that most omega-3 supplements don't work. They don't work. And I'm going to explain a little bit more about that soon. So what does the science say about omega-3 and the ratio? First, let us take a look on the index. Low omega-3 index is just as powerful in predicting early death as smoking. Optimal levels is 8% or higher. The facts are, when we're looking at it, most Americans have lower than 4%, and that is associated to die 4 to 5 years prematurely. And that is as equal, you're shortening your life with equal much as if you would be 65 years old and smoke every single day. And people are avoiding smoking because they want to be healthy. We need to make sure that we're having the right building blocks in our body if we want to have a strong and healthy body. The average, this was a study from 2002. Average, they have a ratio of 15:1. In the secondary prevention of cardiovascular disease, the ratio of 4:1 was associated with a 70% decrease in total mortality. 70% decrease in total mortality. And this is pretty big, because who is the number, I mean, what is the number one killer? You can go here, it's fine. What is the number one killer in the world today of diseases? Cardiovascular disease, heart attacks, strokes. I mean, heart attacks and things. I start to get tired. But anyway, and we're able to, if people are at 15:1 and we're lowering it down to 4:1, we're able to help them have 70% less chance of dying prematurely, according to the science. A ratio of 2:3 suppressed inflammation in patients with rheumatoid arthritis, and a ratio of 5:1 had a benefit and effect on patients with asthma. They've also seen in breast cancer and in many other things. I haven't been taking it all up. I just went to show a couple of different things. But in conclusion, they also reinforced the idea of usefulness of the dietary omega-3 PUFA as an interesting tool for the design and testing of a new non-pharmacological strategy in the treatment of neuropsychiatric disorders such as mood-related disease. They were writing an article about PTSD, depression, anxiety, and so on, and found that omega-3 is super interesting to use in a treatment instead of drugs. So I found the most amazing company that offers a solution. Today, I'm an independent partner of Syncino, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the solution they're offering. But the reason why we need a solution is that when I'm calculating how much omega-3 I need for my body to be able to be pain-free and not have the pain I was suffering from, if I'm eating cod, I need 800 grams of cod, wild-caught cod, every single day in order to get the right amount. And then people can sit there and think, how on earth have we been coming to a place where we would need that much cod in order to eat? We could not possibly have been eating that before, right? The thing is, Marie-Sophie, are you muting? Hold on, just gonna see. Okay. The thing is that everything we're eating today contains more omega-6. So even when we're eating an egg from a chicken, that used to have a balance of 1:1, equal amounts of omega-6 to omega-3. So we got some omega-3 from the egg. Today, an egg has an imbalance of 20:1. And that is just one example. Most of the foods we're eating today have a much higher imbalance. And then if I'm eating 4 of those eggs in the morning, I have been eating 80 times more omega-6 than I've been eating omega-3 just for breakfast. So that is the reason why we have to balance out that amount of omega-6 we're getting, because the whole food industry have changed and we are getting so much omega-6 and so little omega-3. So Syncino, they're a company that is all about inspiring change in life. And they have been gathering, they have a scientific advisory board with some of the world's brightest minds in the field of wellness and nutrition who developed the balance concept. They have patented products, they have their own manufacturer, and I highly recommend everyone to go to Dr. Paul Clayton's blog and read and learn. He's amazing. He's one of the pioneers in the study of pharmacological effects of food and botanological, I cannot even pronounce it, ingredients. Yeah, and anyone can take pictures if you guys want to. I know I'm going through things fast, so you can go back. But yeah, he is super good at what he's doing. And he also has lots of books on Amazon. Did you get a picture? He also has lots of books on Amazon. I highly recommend you to read and learn from if you are interested about nutrition and health. So would you like to take a test and find out your results? Find out where you are at. And this is really interesting. Syncino even they have been developing the balance concept, but they're also offering money back guarantee if people are already in a 3:1 ratio or better. So even if people are using omega-3, they can safely take a test if they sign up on the omega-3 product. And then if they're already in good balance, Syncino say, well, you guys obviously didn't have this as a problem. You can have your money back and keep on searching what was wrong in your health. Did I forget to say something there? No, it's fine. Okay, there it was. The test, we're sending the test off to Vita's laboratory. They're an independent laboratory. They have been on the market since 1994. And they're official partners of many prestigious universities, including Harvard, Cambridge, and so on, Oxford. And WHO have also been using them for their analytical service, and they Olympia top of research facility and so on. They're GMP certified. They're recognized as the pioneers in the modern use of dry blood spot testing, because they were one of the first ones starting with that. And they are the laboratory that is the world leading fatty acid profiling laboratory. And what have we done so far? over 700,000 blood tests have been performed worldwide today. 95% globally is out of balance. We're lacking omega-3. And in North America, 13% is already using omega-3 on daily basis, but only 1% is in a 3-to-1 ratio or better. So 99% is out of balance in the United States today. So I always recommend people to get your personal test results. And in 120 days, you will be able to see how your test and how your blood cells have been changing. And this is my test. This was me when I was having chronic neck pain every day. And let me tell you, I had been using omega-3 daily for over 6 years because I found out already when my mom was sick how important omega-3 was for our body. I was using high quality cod liver oil daily. And my omega-3 index was 5.3%. And it needs to be about 8%. That was barely any better than smoking every day.
Mine had lots of red.
Yeah. So also my cell membrane fluidity, my cell membranes were like twice as hard than they're supposed to be. And then after 120 days, you can see the result. And how did I feel? Well, my chronic neck pain just disappeared. I didn't barely dare to say it at first because I had had some days where I was maybe only a 4 out of 10 on the pain scale. And as soon as I was like, I'm better, I'm finally starting to get better. Next day, I was back to 8, 9 again on the scale. But it just kept on improving. And today I've been like pain-free and been having my life back for almost 2 years. And it has been amazing. And also, about 8 months later, since I started the product, I also recognized that a lot of my symptoms of eating fruit and veggies had gone away, and I didn't need to eat 2 to 3 different medications anymore. And I could drink smoothie, I could eat apples again, drink avocado juice, do all of those. And I, was super happy. And this is how United States looks like on average right now. These are just 5 random tests I've been taking lately here in the United States. And you can see the omega-3 index, 1%, 2.9, 2.0, 2.9, 2.4. And imbalance, like it's everything from 16.7 to 1, 28.4, and up to 44.5. It's so many different things. And this person over here, I have put this a little bit weird, but this one had like so hard cell membranes, over 50, like, yeah. It's not good. It's not good. And it's an easy fix. That's the thing. But no one had been educating you about this before. No one had been telling you about this. But that's why I'm creating a team called Team 3-to-1 Balance.
Okay, step back just a little bit. Just move the black and white there.
Yeah. So we are health promoters, helping people to get in balance with evidence and test-based nutrition. And people that are loving this, that tries to get health benefits and so on, are more than welcome to keep on spreading this knowledge, because this needs to be heard. People need to get educated about the omega-3 ratio. And I have a 5-minute video that is super easy to share with people that can help educate them. So what we do is we help people get in balance in 120 days. And this is what I love with it, that it doesn't matter where you start at. It doesn't matter if you're starting at 7.8 or if you're so bad that you're 46.5. We'll help you get in balance. And the statistics, they will come soon. First, the blood test, it's just at a home blood test. We just ordered it to your house, take a prick in the finger, 2 drops of blood, send it in, and you'll soon have your result. And if this is working, well, it worked for me. It had been working for all my family. It had been working for every single client I've been putting it on. And I have a whole Facebook group of 2,800 people that is sharing and telling about their experiences And it's everything from skin issues to PMS to high blood pressure to migraines to, yeah, it's anything. So you're more than welcome to join that Facebook group. But what is so unique with our omega-3? Why is it so superior that it can help people with this? Well, first of all, who have been trying omega-3? Have you tried omega-3 before? No? Okay. You have tried omega-3?
Well, I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Yes.
Apples on apples.
Yeah. The thing is, in Norway, for example, I just have to tell you this because it's pretty fun. In Norway, all babies, the first year of life, their parents will get free omega-3 to their babies to feed their babies because the Norwegian government understand how important it is for brain development and to reduce the risk of having severe health issues and problem developing the brain. So I had barely had my baby before they come with omega-3 and a syringe and like just push it on you and like, this is how you're dosaging this to your baby. Get started. That's how important it is. But most omega-3, they smell fishy, they taste fishy, you burp fish. If you have done that, it's already oxidized, it's no good. But our products have no oxidation, it will not go bad. And the reason for that is that we're adding polyphenols. Most omega-3 only add vitamin E, and vitamin E is binding together with omega-3, but as soon as it comes down to our gut, and we have to break it down because omega-3 is pretty long fatty acids. I'm gonna draw it a little bit. They're pretty long fatty acids. And we need to cut them into smaller pieces in order to utilize them in our body. And when we're cutting them into smaller pieces, we have enzymes, we have a lot of acidity helping out. And what's happening then is that vitamin E and omega-3, they break apart. And as soon as the omega-3 is by itself, it's not able to stay good for more than 2 to 6 hours on average. Some products are a little bit better, but on average. So that's why if you're taking another omega-3 product, it might help you for 2 to 6 hours. And after that, you're on your own. But since we're creating 2 million of new cells every single second, we're still creating a lot of cells in imbalance. So we have been adding polyphenols from olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. We're harvesting it 3 months prematurely. So it's extra virgin. It's not something you can find even in the store. And that is binding together with omega-3 in a way that makes it bioavailable for 35 hours in a row. And then we're dosaging according to the body weight. If we have a bigger body, we have more cells, we have a bigger need for omega-3. We have different kinds. We have a premium oil that is 4 times as rich in polyphenols. We have a water-soluble product that you can blend in water or something and it's just water-soluble. That one is specially developed for people that don't have a gallbladder, so they don't have the enzymes to cut the omega-3 into smaller pieces. So we have done that for them. So it's just, and also if you have a gut disease. So that's the AquaX. Also for kids, if you need to like lure it into their juice or something, it's easier, or your husbands too, if you need to lure them in. We have vegan. We also have capsules for the ones that needs that. But all of these products are made with the highest quality and care. We're GMP certified, Friends of the Sea, informed by sports. So it's 100% safe for sportsmen to use it. Yeah, naturally sourced ingredients. We're halal. That means that there is no shellfish. If people are having shellfish allergy, they can be safe with our omega-3 and so on. But this is what's the most interesting. Our omega-3 have been proven to be bioavailable in our body for 35 hours compared to the competition. And we're not only saying that our omega-3 is best, we're proving it every single time a person is taking a blood test. And we have done that 700 times now. And the statistics are that everyone have been taking a blood test, 95% of everyone is in the right ratio after 120 days. That's pretty good numbers. The 5% that is not in the right ratio, sometimes it is such an easy thing that they haven't been taking it every single day like they should be. Another reason is that they have been dosaging it wrong. They miscalculated it, or it's not using the right measurement cup. They're like thinking they're getting the right amount. A third thing is that some people do have gut issues that just makes it harder for them to absorb nutrients, and it just takes longer for their gut to heal in order to have a good gut function to absorb the nutrients. So some people need 12 months or to heal the gut so they can get the right amount in the blood. But there are health benefits at every stage of life. As long as we have cells that are alive, we need omega-3. From we're a baby and the brain development until we are fertile and until we are old and need good bones and metabolic aging and heart and immune function and so on. It's so important for all stages. And the health benefits, there are so many articles out there. If you go to Google Scholar, where you actually find scientific reports instead of just going to Google Scholar and you type in omega-3, you will find over 100,000 scientific articles about omega-3. It is so much research behind it. So we know that it helps the immune system. It helps have a healthy brain function, healthy heart function. It helps with so much things. Protect yourself from oxidative stress, eyes, teeth, and so on. And more athletes are joining in and using the products. And what we can see from the athletes, you can go to Zincina blog and read about the athletes over there. We can see that the people have better restoration. They have less sick days. They have better recovery time after an accident. And they are performing better. Marisi, can you mute? And the soccer teams that are on omega-3 too, they have less days away from games because they're less injured. So reaching a balance between omega-6 and omega-3, that's the first step of feeling good, staying fit, and being healthy. First step. Then we do have some other solutions because Zincina is all about inspiring change in life, and they have been gathering some really good solutions. And one other thing I want to talk about is the gut health, because the gut's primary function is digestion and absorption of nutrients. And if we're not able to absorb the nutrients from the food we're eating, we are not going to be able to have a good body function. And it's also a major influence on both development and function of the immune system. Also serotonin, melatonin, most of those are created in our gut, like 70% of it. So if we're not feeling happy, we're usually having gut issue. And then we have a gut-brain communication. But what lives in our gut? About 100 trillions of bacteria is living in our gut, and it's good and bad gut bacteria. Everything you eat is either feeding the good and or the bad bacteria. There is no neutral food. Looking if I'm pronouncing it right. Yeah, it's either feeding one or the other. And the problem today is that people used to feed the bad gut bacteria just a little bit more often than the good gut bacteria. So what is happening then is that, and it's not that we are eating very bad, but it can just be that we start our day with bread, we eat a salad for lunch, we eat bread again for evening snack, and then we have been feeding our bad gut bacteria 2 times and only our good gut bacteria 1 time. It can be small things like that. And that is affecting our health in bad ways because leaky gut is a major health issue today. Have you guys heard about leaky gut? Have you heard about leaky gut? No. Sorry for overload of information, but it's hard to scale it down because it's so important. But a lot of people are having leaky gut. That is when our gut is leaking out particles in our bloodstream directly. And you don't need to know that you have an issue with it. A lot of people do know they have bloated stomach, diarrhea, or stomach upset, or constipation, or so on. But you don't need to have any problem with that in order to have leaky gut. If you have a nutritional deficiency, if you have weak immune system, if you have headaches, memory problems, brain fog, migraines, and so on, it can be due to leaky gut. If you're fatigued, if you're always tired, especially after you have been eating, it's usually a sign of leaky gut. Skin problem, redness, acne, eczema, and so on, sugar cravings. I promise you, if your body is craving sugar and screaming that you need sugar, it is not your body that will die if you're not eating it. It is the bad gut bacteria, and they don't want to die, so they signal it very strong that I will die if I'm not getting sugar, and that's usually why we're craving it, because we have an overgrowth of bad gut bacteria. If we have problem with gaining weight and we have gained too much weight, it's both of them. Arthritis, joint pain, chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation, a lot of people have that today. Depression, anxiety, concentration problems, ADHD, ADD, autoimmune disease. We also know for a fact that kids with autism have a way reduced gut health than regular kids. So the leaky gut is also affecting our brain negatively. And it's because the brain is usually not going to support to be communicating with the gut through the blood. It's only communicating through the blood because the gut is our second brain, but it's because we're having leaky gut. So leaky gut is when bad food give rise to a root process and fermentation that favor bad bacteria. The bad bacteria create substances that damage the sensitive intestinal mucosa, causing leaky gut. So the mucosa is the layer of protective film that you have inside your gut to kind of, because when you're eating food, it's very acidity, the goo that comes out in your gut after it's broken down. So in order to protect the gut walls, they have a gut lining, and that is called the mucosa. And then harmful substance ends up out in the bloodstream, straining your organs. So what foods are contributing to leaky gut? Sugar, gluten, alcohol, vegetable oils, processed food, additives. And to be honest, almost everyone has something of this daily. And it's not only bad food that is contributing, it's also stress, toxins, pesticides, medicines, antibiotics, and intestinal flora imbalances that is also playing a part of causing leaky gut. But this is how it looks like. The epicelles are supposed, these are the epicelles, they're supposed to be glued together. But when we're having leaky gut, they came apart, and two big particles of food, bacteria, dead cells, and other things that is not supposed to end up in the bloodstreams are ending up in the bloodstreams, causing inflammation in our blood. And it's a part of playing, autoimmunity, for example, is a reason why we're creating that with that. Yeah, go ahead. You want me in the picture? Thank you. Okay, so how to balance the gut? It's all about solutions. And no, it's not just one way. We need to have many aspects in place. So exercise and movement. It is super important to move at least 30 to 60 minutes a day. Avoid bad food that I was talking about. We need to have good cellular health. It's really hard to fix the gut if we're still having inflammation on cellular level. So we need omega-3. We need to eat more fermented food that is rich in probiotic bacteria. A lot of people have heard about probiotics. Most supplements, it's very hard to know if they're working or not. So I'm always recommending people to get their probiotics through the food that we're eating. And examples on that is kefir, kimchi, kombucha, fermented sauerkraut, and a bunch of those. And then eat more prebiotic fibers. That is the food for the good bacteria. So when we're eating the food for our good bacteria, they can duplicate faster and create a better environment in our gut. So the World Health Organization had came out with a study in 2019 showing that a higher fiber intake reduces the risk of dying prematurely with 30%. The average what we're eating today is 15 grams of fiber and 3.5 grams of prebiotic fiber. And we're eating too little fibers. 9 out of 10 people are eating too little fibers. And what the study shows that if we're eating enough of fibers, we're able to reduce the risk for colon cancer by 25%, breast cancer by 20%, heart attack by 25%, and stroke by 20%. if we get enough with fibers. So that is why we need to take care of our gut. We need to start working out. And then we need more prebiotic fibers in our diet. And the prebiotic fibers help change the intestinal flora. It helps increase the friendly bacteria, because our bacteria, they kind of work like bunnies. Put them together and feed them good, and they duplicate very fast. So we just need to keep on feeding them and have a good environment, and they will duplicate. So if we're feeding them, they're duplicating. Then it will help with digestive problems. It will help boost your immune system. And prebiotic fibers also get metabolized to butyric acid, and butyric acid is what repairs the mucosa I was talking about, the film that lays inside of our intestines. And then it can also destroy harmful bacteria. So it's many, many health benefits to it. So since and I have been creating a product to solve this issue, it's a blend of 8 different prebiotic fibers. So it will help the gut through the whole system. Because in our gut, we have between 300 and 1,000 different species of bacteria, and a blend of prebiotic fibers will feed many different strains of bacteria. So that is why this prebiotic fiber is so good. And it also, not only does it help with intestinal health, but it also helps balancing cholesterol. It helps reduces blood sugar after meals. We will have healthier bowel movement, balanced intestinal flora, and cleanse the large intestines. So help your gut restore the balance, and the gut will help you.
I love it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And you think, Jan, you don't need it? You think it's just an old people thing? It's not.
No, we need to start early.
Eat crap.
I don't eat out every day.
The first time I had something severe going on with my health, I was 25 and I had shingles. And when I was reading up on that, it was like a disease 60 plus person usually gets because they have low immune system. So it starts to creep down because I was fed bad when I was young. I was fed good too, but I had bread every day and gluten, and it caused me constipation. And I thought it was normal to go to the bathroom once every other week, about-ish. And I didn't know anything better. So when people were running to the bathroom every day, I'm like, what is wrong with you? Well, I've learned that it's better. Anyway, I'm almost done, but I just wanted to mention this too, that not only are we having problem with cellular health and our gut health, it's really hard to get the nutrients in that we need. 3 servings of fruit and veggies, it's not enough. 5 is not enough. We need more than like 12 to 15 if we're eating a calorie of 2,000 calories today. Because when my grandparents were eating an orange, I need to eat 4 oranges in order to have the same amount of vitamin C today. If we're looking at studies from 1985 and 2002, when they have been measuring how much vitamins and minerals, different things to get included, vitamin B6 in bananas, the amount of bananas they gave you 330 milligrams in 1985, today only gives you 18 milligrams. That's a reduction of 95%. Calcium in broccoli from 103 milligrams to 28, a reduction of 73%. Magnesium in carrots, a reduction of 70%. And all of these are essential to us to get into our body. But it's just so hard to get enough when all of our fruit and veggies are containing less. And the reason for that, a lot of the fruit and veggies don't even get enough with sun today. We're harvesting the bananas when they're so green that they will be green in the store for several weeks before they start ripening and turning yellow. So they don't get the sun to mature. We have sour soils, we have mass production, we have depleted soils. And I mean, mass production, just stop there for a second. If you're a strawberry farmer, you're a strawberry farmer today, and you harvest strawberry on your lands over and over and over again. When I went to school in Sweden, we were taught this. Where did my pen go? We were taught this early on. This is like 2nd grade knowledge in Sweden. That if you have land standing here so you can see too. If you have land and you're putting animals on this land over here, okay, that's an animal for people that don't know. And if you have grass, oh, let's do potatoes, because the grass will be here with animals. If you have potatoes, and then you might have barley or whatever, and then you might do squash. Okay, if those are the things you want to grow, the next year you're rotating. Okay, so you never have something on one land more than 1 year, and then you're rotating. And this is second grade knowledge in Sweden. But we're industrializing the world, and everyone is picking, and they are getting very specialized in harvesting that thing, and they have machines, big machines that are specialized for that thing. So it's not profitable to like change back and forth. And that is destroying our soils. It's destroying the microbiome that lives in the soil, the mushrooms, the bacteria, everything that's supposed to be in the ground to help break down things in order to replenish the earth, like nutrition-wise. So we have depleted soils. We're harvesting things immaturely. We take them earlier and earlier, and we have been creating veggies that can grow faster and faster. And then, yeah, so several harvests per season. So we're just depleting our soils. And if you guys want to learn more about this, there's a really, really good documentary that is called The Last Harvest. It's one you have to buy, but it's not that expensive, and I really highly recommend it. So, Cincina also created a multivitamin that is the best on the market. It's all natural. All the vitamins and minerals is harvested from natural sources. Of the vitamin C is not from citric acid, but it comes from the fruit acerola. And Dr. Colin Roberts, he has said Extend is the single best multivitamin in the world. It's a category by itself. And he is really, really, really picky. And after he saw the products, he called up the owner to Cincina and said, hey, I see that you're doing amazing things. How can I be a part of that? Because it's so good. So a lot of people is wondering about the blood test. If you're only taking one blood test, it's $165. But if you're buying it together with the balance oil, we have different kind of subscriptions, but the blood test is $99 with a subscription. So they will give you, and then you pay for the little bottle as well, but they will give you a big bottle for free on that one. And the subscription monthly would be $39 a month for the bottle. And in month 5, if you're still a subscriber, Cincina will send you a second blood test free of charge if you're still a subscriber, so you can prove the result. And Cincina is not paying any money for commercials, having Jennifer Aniston standing in front of you at television and saying, hey, I got imbalance, you should try this too. There is so many big brands that are paying so ridiculous amount of money on commercials. And to be honest, who is going and buying something after seeing commercial today? We're going to someone we trust. If I want better skin, I go to someone that has beautiful skin and ask, what are you doing? So they understand that. They are a really modern company, and they are wanting to put that money on the people that are telling and educating people about it instead. So if someone has a good health benefit, like they don't have allergies anymore, and they are sharing that with someone else that also want to try the products, when you recommend 4 friends, you will be able to qualify for a free product. And you don't have to work with Cincina. That is simply a referral program that you can do. Like if you have been to the movies and you like the movie, you can refer someone. You're not getting anything for that, but Cincina, as long as they're ordering their products, you get free products. So this health protocol is super, super powerful tool. We have cellular health, we have gut health, and we're making sure that we have the right energy that we need, all the vitamins and minerals that we need for our body. And we do have some couple of other products I'm just going to mention very quickly. The Protect is an immune boosting product, extra vitamin C, extra vitamin D, and also beta-1,3,1,6-glucans. You have probably not ever heard about it, but it's really fascinating to Google and learn more about. They're using it in Asia to boost your immune system so much that it's helping to treat cancer naturally. Super interesting. I'm taking that every day. We have Viva. Viva is a multivitamin, not a multivitamin, it's a vitamin that contains vitamin C, magnesium, and iodine, but then also saffron. So it's helping people with sleep. So we sleep better in the night. It's helping people with feeling better during the day, more energized because we had a better sleep. It's helping people that have problems with anxiety, depression, mood stuff. It just makes us feel better. It's a spa for the mind.
Restless leg syndrome at night.
Yeah, restless leg syndromes at the night. If you have nerve damage, my mom had nerve damage after her surgery. She is having less tics when she goes to bed and fall asleep a lot better because it helps the nerves relax a little bit more. It's really amazing. Xenogene is a new product we have released. It's targeted towards people 55 plus. It's helping the gut be cleansed out in another way than the prebiotic fibers do. A lot of our cells is supposed to, the cell have a lifespan, and after the lifespan is done, they're supposed to take suicide. They kill themselves and they're getting a new cell instead of it. The problem is that when we're getting older and older, less and less, I mean, sometimes this doesn't work. So they don't never take the suicide, they just keep on staying there without really doing anything. They take nutrients, but they don't really produce any energy or do anything. So those cells are more prone for being a cell that something wrong goes with it. So this one is made in a way that we're able to catch them and get them out of the system, and also stimulate the stem cells to produce new healthy cells. And it's very interesting. High tech, but you can ask me more if you want me to. Anyway, then we have a skin serum that is helping the skin look amazing. We have some energy bars and lean shakes and things for weight control. But what is the plan of action? First thing, stop guessing and take a test. And make sure that you're not only lacking omega-3. So many people that comes to me because they've already tried everything on the planet. They've already been to doctors. They've already tried dieting and different cutting out things and so on, and they still don't feel better. And when I take a blood test, I can see that, yes, they're lacking omega-3. So make sure you're not only lacking omega-3, then correct your gut health, and then make sure you get the right amount of vitamins and minerals. And if you do that, your body will be able to function longer and better.